Imagine a bustling factory in the heart of New York City filled with young immigrant workers striving for a better life. Now picture a sudden inferno trapping them inside, leading to one of the most devastating industrial disasters in American history. This is the harrowing story of the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire of 1911, a tragedy that claimed 146 lives and ignited a movement for labor reform. Let's see what Wikipedia has to say about the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire. Welcome to Wiki Review Weekly History, where each week we cover a story based on a historical event that happened this week in history based on the facts that are provided to us by Wikipedia. I'm your host, Kaylee, and at the end of this video, we'll spin a roulette wheel that will actually determine what type of event we are going to be covering next week in history, so stick around. And if you like this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's go. In the 20th century, the garment industry in New York City was booming. Among the many factories was the Triangle Waist Company, located on the 8th, 9th, and 10th floors of the Ash Building in Manhattan's Greenwich Village. The factory specialized in producing women's blouses known as shirtwaists, and employed approximately 500 workers, predominantly young Italian and Jewish immigrant women and girls. These workers toiled long hours, 9 hours on weekdays and 7 on Saturdays for very meager wages, which ranged from somewhere between $7 to $12 a week. Now, on March the 25th, 1911, everything came crashing down. On Saturday, March the 25th, 1911, it seemed like any other workday. As the afternoon shift neared its end, workers were eager to finish their task and enjoy their weekend. However, at approximately 4:40 p.m., a fire erupted in a scrap bin beneath a cutter's table on the northeast corner of the 8th floor. The flames quickly ignited and it accumulated amongst the fabric scraps, and within minutes, the fire began to spread rapidly. Now, while it is largely thought that it did start in a scrap bin, there has been some concern that perhaps the fire was started by a stray cigarette, or someone from smoking, or perhaps one of the machines catching on fire. That's something that is contested and we may not ever actually know. However, what did happen was that the flames quickly got out of control. The factory's layout and inadequate safety measures turned it into a very dire situation very quickly. The Green Street stairway was quickly engulfed in flames, rendering it impassable. The Washington Place stairway door was locked, and this was actually a common practice by management to prevent theft and unauthorized breaks. However, this ended up trapping many of the employees inside. The foreman who possessed the key had already escaped, and he left behind many workers who were trapped. The single exterior fire escape, poorly constructed and overloaded with desperate workers, collapsed under the heat and weight. This sent about 20 individuals plummeting nearly 100 feet to their deaths. Now, there were some heroes within the story. Elevator operators Joseph Zito and Gaspar Mortillero made multiple trips to upper floors rescuing numerous workers. However, as the fire intensified, the elevator rails buckled, forcing them to cease operations. Some workers, in a desperate bid to escape, pried open the elevator doors and jumped into the empty shafts, hoping to slide down the cables or land on top of the elevator car. Tragically, many of them did not survive these attempts. Now, firefighters did arrive promptly, but they faced significant challenges. Their ladders reached only the 7th floor. This is highly inadequate for rescuing those who were trapped above. And as onlookers gathered on the streets below, they witnessed a horrifying sight of workers, some of them engulfed in flames, jumping from windows to escape the inferno. In total, 146 people perished. 123 women and children and 23 men. The youngest victims were possibly just 14 years old. However, these numbers again are contested. As this happened in 1911 and records are poor, we don't really have a way to know how many workers were actually trapped inside the inferno when it happened. So this is an estimate of the casualties that are known. The Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire exposed the appalling working conditions and lack of safety measures in industrial workplaces. Public outrage led to the establishment of the Factory Investigating Commission, which conducted comprehensive inspections and advocated for significant labor reforms. These efforts resulted in new legislation mandating improved safety standards, improving fireproofing requirements, installation of sprinkler systems, and unlocked opening doors that would open outward within the workplaces. Now today, the Asch building, which is spelled A-S-C-H, I'm not sure if it's Ash or Osh, but the Asch building, now known as the Brown Building, stands as a National Historic Landmark and a New York City landmark on the New York University campus. Plaques on the building's facade commemorate the lives lost in the fire. Additionally, a memorial erected by the Ladies' Waist and Dressmakers Union, Local Number 25, stands in Mount Zion Cemetery in Queens, which honors the victims and serves as a somber reflection of the importance of workers' rights and safety. The Triangle Shirtwaist Fire was a pivotal moment in American labor history, highlighting the dire need for workplace safety and labor reforms. The sacrifices of the 146 souls were not in vain. Their tragic deaths spurred a movement that transformed labor laws and improved conditions for countless workers. As we reflect on this somber event, we should all remember the importance of vigilance and advocacy in ensuring safe and fair working environments for all. So if this story resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe for more explorations into pivotal moments in history. And as always, all this information came from Wikipedia, and there is more on Wikipedia for you to read. But we know that Wikipedia can sometimes be wrong, as it is open source. So if you heard a fact that you think might be incorrect, that fact came straight from Wikipedia. So it's up to us to edit Wikipedia and make it as accurate as we possibly can be. Now, if you did like this video, please again, like, subscribe, share. Your engagement helps us continue to shed lights on these events, and thank you for watching. Did you enjoy what you saw? Well, then like and subscribe to our channel. We're trying to hit a goal of 1,000 subscribers, and we could really use your help. If you would like to support us, you can also follow us on Patreon. And if you would like to support me, my name's Kaylee Spivey. I'm a visual and performing artist, and I sell my work with original art and actually with some prints on my online store on Shopify. I will have the links and descriptions to those all in the show notes, which are in the comment section or the description of this video. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's go ahead and spin the roulette wheel and see what type of topic we're going to cover next week on Wiki Review Weekly History. We are ready to spin that wheel. Let's find out what next week's topic shall be. And next week, we will be covering war. So we're going to cover a topic that has something to do with war or warriors or, well, I mean, yay, war. I mean, not yay, war. You know what I mean. Doesn't matter. Next week in history on Wiki Review Weekly, we will be covering war. So stick around. Thank you for tuning in this week to Wiki Review Weekly History. Next week, we'll have a whole new topic for you. In the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe to our video and check out my Patreon store as well as my Shopify store for some original artwork. We'll see you next week. Bye!